it's with absolute pleasure I'm joined in Newcastle's Cluny by the wonderful Himalayas. How are you doing, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
All good.
Good. So 9 days on the road so far. How's it been?
Yes, but
It's just been a couple so far, so we're kind of at the early end of the tour, so we don't hate each other quite yet.
Not just yet.
we're getting there.
We're getting there slowly.
Slowly, stirring the pot.
So you started very much this tour opening up in your hometown and playing the Buffalo.
Yeah.
So with it being closed since 2019, for you to play the comeback show, what was that like?
I think it's a pretty big deal because I think in Cardiff it's one of those venues. I don't know if Newcastle doesn't seem to be like that because there's so many great venues here, but in Cardiff there was a whole period of time where like venues were closing. And being, you know, like
A lot of
housing,
good ones.
yeah,
A lot
yeah,
of good
like,
ones.
you know, like flats were being built and stuff instead. So I think for us it's good for the venue to be back and for us to be opening it up again.
No,
I think
we used to go there as well. It was a great venue that we always used to like. So a bit gutted when it closed anyway. So it's just great to have it open again, isn't it?
Yeah. So what has this year meant to you so far?
It's been
Building.
It's been
building,
just making sure like it's making like sure that the music's there, that we're ready, and that we're like off on tour again. That's been like for us being on tour again has been like the most enjoyable side of it. Like it's and we've been missing it because obviously we've had COVID. Over
I think for me the year's been practicing being Westlife on stools like this.
it takes a lot of practice.
There's going to
Balance
be a
it.
key change. We're not
So like obviously like in terms of music, one of your recent ones came out last week.
Yeah.
To finally getting out there in the world, what has it been like not just to complete it but also see the reaction to it?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think releasing music's always like 50% the best part of the band, and then playing live's the other half. And then I think just the fact that it's been so long, you know, it's been so long. We used to just release one single, and then it'd be like wait and see how we could do the next thing, and then the next move, and go and tour that. But this is the first time we've really released back-to-back singles, and it's felt like we're moving forward, which is like really good, and we're excited to release more music.
Yeah, they seem to be getting progressively better as well in terms of the reaction and things like that. So it's really great to see. Hopefully, like next year, we're going to be in a really good position with it all.
I mean, Out of Dark and Into Light literally came out not even a week, and we were in Glasgow last night, and like people were singing it. It's a weird, weird.
It was actually crazy.
You know,
We've never had that with a song so close to the release.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the old ones.
usually go like, this is a new one, and like
People are like, oh wow, that's cool.
singing on, and then
I don't like this one as much as the old ones.
When you see like the fans embracing the new stuff, because obviously like they want to hear the classics, but when they are on board with the new stuff, how does that make you feel as a band?
Well, I think especially like I said, after COVID, everyone's been craving music, and because there's so many people who haven't been able to release stuff, and finally a lot of new music suddenly coming out, and it's for us. I think like having that sort of response immediately shows like people are hungry for it, like, and it gives us a bit more drive again because we're like. They want it. Like we want to put this out. We want to get every song out now. But obviously we've got to follow the process. But it's it's really good to see how much people really are looking forward to new music, and it's great that they're listening to our new music.
The newer songs seem to be like I think they do feel like a progression, and there is something a little bit different at how we've done things before. So to have people still on board, especially people who. You know, seeing people singing the old songs next to the new songs, it just feels good to know that you're still sort of able to do that and keep people on the right track while changing at the same time.
When you are playing to a new crowd, how do you woo them? For example, with Neighbourhood Festival coming out.
Tight trousers.
That's about it, isn't it?
Loads of smoke, glitter.
Tight trousers. Loads of jokes. And you know, you leave them waiting for their favourite song to the very end.
Because if you play the one that they all like at the end, it means they've got to stay for the whole thing. So.
Top
That's
secret of the trade.
That's the secret.
Secret of the trade.
Brilliant. So, in terms of the connection the four of you have with each other, how do you think you bring out each other's strength and complement each other?
Yo, that's actually a really nice question.
I think we
really good
continually bring out the worst in each other.
That he's going to ruin with a really bad answer.
No. I think we continually bring out the worst in each other, and then when we're together as a collective, we decide that that's how we shouldn't be, and therefore better ourselves.
I think bringing out the worst allows us to go, okay, that's bad. We'll present this other side.
To be fair though, it normally starts with Joe and Mike. They'll write something, and over lockdown it was a bit of a weird one because these guys were writing at home and everything was coming in on GarageBand on zip files, and like it was a really weird sensation. But I think like these guys would bring a song, bring it to a rehearsal room or a studio, and then especially for me, when I start playing to it, it's like you get that immediate kind of gel to it. And I think that's something that we've always been amazing at doing. It's kind of like nobody kind of dictates what should go where, apart from Louis' bass lines, because he can't. Mike has to, you know. But you know, it's kind of like everyone does their own thing, and that's what, and you can hear that in the tracks, and I think it brings out.
Those first couple of practices after the first lockdown and stuff, it just felt so good because we had a few new songs, and you know, we sort of came together very quickly. You know, we hadn't seen each other properly for ages, but as soon as we started playing together, it's like
a long-term relationship, isn't it? It's like, is the spark still there? You know, you get to the practice room and like, oh yeah, no, this is why we love each other.
Yeah. We had to go long distance for a while.
I think it makes us all realise how much we enjoy doing this.
I think like in terms of like I said, we all sort of you know, call each other out as well and stuff like that, and just we're able to sort of pull each other sort of together. I'm not explaining it very well, but like in a room like James said, it's like that, especially with the new single. Out of the Doubt was one of the first ones that we like started on when we got back into the rehearsal studios, and it was one of those ones where like immediately like we were all like, oh, click, that's it, and it was like it just sort of meshed back together, and we were like, oh, this is why we do this. Like this is what we want to do forever.
So on the scale of kind of like from going from emerging band to emerge, where do you see yourself?
Still emerging.
Yeah, I'm hoping for our sake emerging, because otherwise we wouldn't have done too well to get there. I think for me it's like this was. I think for us we started the band as like we wanted to do something. We wanted to do something and do well. And I think even for me and Michael, when we were in high school and in other bands before, we always knew we wanted to do something bigger. And I think we kind of stumbled on something, and then it was just a little too soon. Yeah. You know, around Thank God at You, it was just a bit too soon. And we just weren't ready to do the album, really. I mean, we felt like it wasn't the right time, the right moment, so we just held back, and then now we're here and releasing more music.
I think it's also like
it's better, more time.
I think for the first time in our career as well, I think we've built a team around us, so it's not just the four of us. You know, we've got like really good management who know what they're doing. We've got a label behind us now. And it's kind of like everyone's on the same page. Everything's in place now, so now we're ready finally to take that big leap.
It would have been interesting to, had we released, because we had enough songs to release an album before the pandemic, for instance.
Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I think had we released it at that point, it would have been a totally different feel.
I would have hated that.
It would
we would have all gone on
I
like
think by this point we'd all be a bit disappointed with it.
Whereas now, I think like having had the time to for us individually to also mature and as Mike and Joe as songwriters and all of us as musicians and stuff.
It's like we're not angry in our teens. We're angry but content.
Yeah.
Content to be angry.
We're not 20s, still angry but content.
But it's like it's allowed time to like for all of us to mature and for the songs to mature and the recordings that like when we went to the studio and started getting the songs back. Like we were all listening like that. This is the album like we were waiting for almost. Which is quite. It's nice to feel.
Do you feel like that album was the kind of like coming of age moment for Himalayas?
I think so. Maybe just before as well. I think just that period of time.
That build up.
I think above all, the one thing like I'll give the rest of the guys as well in the band is the fact that we've just stuck at it. Yeah. Like it's just. I think we just stuck. We've been a band together for quite some time now.
I think we all feel it's a bit too late to find something else to do.
It's true though, and if you think about it, it's not just us. It's like your family and your friends who've been there for you since the beginning, and they've made the sacrifices.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you just walk away from it, it's not just yourselves that let you down
There's a lot
in
of
a weird way.
people.
There's a lot of people who are going to be like, what are you, why, you know? So it's this, it goes a lot deeper than just us. But so many bands have come and gone since we started, and yet we're still...
There's a few times where Indeed.com was looking pretty tempting.
Yeah.
So going back to those 4 guys starting Himalayas at day 1, what do you think, knowing what you know now, what you would say to them?
Don't do it. No.
Get a proper job.
Get a real job.
Get a real job.
No,
I'll probably, to be honest with you, just take everything with a pinch of salt.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
everybody promises you the world, and it's not. But then I guess when you're naive and you're young, it's kind of natural, isn't it?
I would
Just give
tell
them the
myself-
album and say do that.
To do that one.
Yeah, dude, right there.
I would tell myself the Euro Millions numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why are we even talking about the band? Yeah, obviously.
Forget about that.
We'd be so much better.
So we're coming up to Halloween season. Do you find yourselves a trick or a treat kind of band?
That's a good question, actually.
I'm
yeah.
a treat man.
I'm with James. I'm a treat man. Give me some jockeys.
100% trick.
You're a trick.
I mean, you just
Yeah, you are a bit of a
I think I'm
prankster.
gonna go with
I think
you,
you've
man.
walked into something now because they're going to probably ask you to do a trick.
Just
Yeah.
Whereas I was expecting someone to pull out some chocolate and be like, here you go.
Do a backflip off the wall.
some people aren't, so full of their own ego that they say they are the treat. I mean, come on.
Brilliant. So, as we said, you've got Neighbourhood coming up as well as the rest of the tour to come as well. What else, if we ask nicely, what else is planned after the tour?
We got more music this year,
More music
and
coming
then
out.
next year as well, and everything's planned and ready, and then UK and further afield as well. So I think US and Europe will be potential.
Yeah, I think if everyone's sort of like keeping an eye on our socials and stuff, there's going to be regular sort of updates of what's going on. There's a lot going to be
there's a
happening over
lot
the next.
happening at the moment, which is
Yeah,
nice.
so
So
12 months.
what is the best way to embrace Himalayas music?
Social media, 100%. I think things like Instagram and stuff. So it's Himalayas official, and that's the best way. I think we just post it on there all the time. And if you want to see the behind the scenes of stuff, or just like us goofing around, or just like hear about new music and find out, that's the best place.
So if Himalayas were a cocktail, what would go into this cocktail?
I don't know. We'd probably be individual cocktails for,
Probably
for a
what,
pretty
three
mental
of
night
us
out.
like whiskey. Three of us
Yeah,
like
three of us
whiskey.
like some old fashions.
Maybe
Old
like
fashioned.
Joe's classic. He's a classic
I'm
man.
gonna
you
be
know.
I'm gonna be a porn star martini.
Of
Of course, you are. Obviously.
yeah.
Gotta be.
You're a
Just gotta be.
little shot of champers on the
Mate,
side.
it's just gotta be fruity and delicious.
We were talking about egos earlier.
Well, you could say they are
no, I think I'd have to go with an old fashioned.
Yeah, old-fashioned.
Sure,
All
nice.
very old fashioned in this band.
Well, I wish you all the best
Thank you very
for
much.
the
Thank you.
months to come. So, what would you like to say to the fans who believed in you along the journey?
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
sticking around.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, like,
And we promise it's going to be worthwhile.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, like without them, like we wouldn't be doing this because no one would turn up. So like, it's one of those ones where, like, honestly, yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I really appreciate it.
Everything's on now.
Well, thanks very much, guys. and hope to see you
thank you
soon.
so
No, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank God that I'm not you. Yeah, thank God that I'm not you. Yeah, thank God that I'm not you. Yeah, thank God that I'm not you. Yeah, thank God.